All right, guys, so it is now day 2 without power. It feels eerily quiet inside, but outside there's a lot of neighbors starting cleanup. There's a few neighbors with generators running, so I'm not, really sure. I haven't really heard from anybody. It looks like the damage isn't too bad on this block, but it looks like there's like a huge tree out front, the front of the neighborhood that's out. So there mainly a lot of places are still without power, and I know that the main road where I live and all the businesses and stuff are without power. So there's kind of like no point for me to leave the house, yet there's nothing to do. So it hasn't been too bad. I actually have been able to stay connected with you guys, which is pretty cool because I have enough external batteries for my phone that I can probably charge my phone from like 0 to 100 about 10 times, maybe. So I've been just kind of vlogging, and I've been on Twitter and Facebook posting, and a lot of you guys are like, oh, it must feel like the apocalypse or something, or oh, this must be like fun, and to a certain extent it's fun. So since a lot of you guys commented that it must be like the apocalypse, I figured it would be fitting for me to show you guys an MRE. Now, there's a ton of components to an MRE. I do have them all here, including the heater. If you don't know what an MRE is, MRE stands for Meals Ready to Eat. It is most well known as the field rations for our military. I guess is the best way that I could put it. Now, it's a very good survival food staple. You may recognize this if you play Just Survive. Neat little fact about Just Survive is that they've actually put, when you pick up one of these MREs, I think they're labeled as military rations in the game, but the names of them, like there's a Southwestern style chicken and stuff like that, those are actual real MREs. I think they may have retired some of those on the menu. That might be a menu from like a few years ago, but it is cool for someone like me to see that, like, hey, these are the real menu items, which is awesome. So now a lot of you older guys right now, or anybody in the military from the last probably decade or so, 2 decades, I don't know. A lot of you older guys are probably at home going, oh my god, that's so nasty, but these are really good. I'm going to change your opinion about MREs today because they've come so far from where they were before that now they're actually very good. I love them. I think they're great. And if you're wondering how I have this or how I even know about any of this, if I told you, I would have to kill you. No, I'm a brat. My dad is a Marine, and that should explain that. The main components of the MRE is that you have your entree here. So this is the entree that I picked. You have some sort of spread, which I have the variety that they have here. You either have a, which one is which? Sorry, they're all the same color package. So you have a cheese spread, which is very good. And there's actually a variety of these cheese spreads. There is a bacon cheese spread. There's a jalapeno cheese spread. And then you also get a peanut butter, which there's different variations of the peanut butter as well. I'm not sure if there's a crunchy peanut butter. This is smooth. I know that there's a chocolate peanut butter out there somewhere. It exists. I've just never had it. And you get a variation of a jam. Now there's blackberry, raspberry, there's a grape, which I'm not a big fan of the grape. I think there's a strawberry. But the crazy part about this is it's real. Like the seeds are in here. So it's not like an IHOP syrup kind of jam. It's actually good for you. And then to use the spreads, you get a variety. That's the cookie. Where is the crackers? Okay, so you get a variety. Sorry, it's a little unorganized. You get a variety of either one of these breads. You get either a wheat snack bread, which the name varies on this one. It's multi-grain snack bread, but you get a wheat snack bread, which this is the bane of my existence when it comes to these MREs. It needs to be phased out. It needs to go away. They are awful. I say that this is nostalgia for hardtack. If you don't know what hardtack was, it's the hard biscuits that they would survive on, and like from anywhere from the Civil War to really any kind of military back in the day. And hardtack was was pretty much just this hard square cracker that you would eat. I mean, some of them would even get like maggots and stuff, and people would eat them because protein. So these are nasty. It really is a hard, dense square. I'll show you that. Or if you're lucky, if you win the MRE lottery, you will get crackers, which if you get crackers and cheese, it's like, oh, you really won the MRE lottery. And when I say MRE lottery is because you know what is an entree. These come in a brown plain bag. So you know what's on the entree, but you don't know what all these other snacks are unless you memorize the menu items. Which even then, I think there is a variation of this or that. So what my dad used to do, because people would fight over getting the good menu items, is when a box comes, you flip it over, and then you would only see the back of something. So you wouldn't know what your meal was. Because nobody wanted the eggs, I think it was, and nobody wanted the vegetarian dishes, I think. So, yeah, so that's what you do. So, and you get a drink mix, which this one is a pink lemonade flavor, so I'll select that on that. Like I said, I picked what I wanted, so I got some good ones. And you would get a dessert, which the desserts now are so amazing. I love the cookies. This is a creamsicle cookie. Creamsicle, you guys, creamsicle, amazing. Now, my advice is if you get an oatmeal cookie, save some of your peanut butter for it because that's amazing. There's chocolate chip cookies. There's also muffin tops, like maple muffin top. There's also some pound cakes, like there's like a vanilla pound cake. There's a chocolate. There's a brownie. Like, so it's awesome the way that they've been able to change the menu over the years. It's gotten a lot of variety and are really good. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to dig into is the entree. This, sorry, it's Spanish on the other side. This is the white chicken and rice with vegetables, like I said. And I had to change my battery pack, so I'm not really sure if I lost any content, so I just want to make sure. And you're probably wondering, how is this a hot meal? That is because there are MRE heaters, which these are really awesome. You basically put water in up to the line, and it activates this pad that's here, and it heats up your meal, and it heats it up evenly because it is designed for the size of this, which is awesome. And now you're probably wondering, like, hey, what if I don't have water? This is supposed to be like not a cooking thing, but it's a literally, look at how much water that is. You could probably be in the middle of the woods and find this somewhere. It doesn't have to be clean, drinkable water. It can be any water because the water actually never touches your food because the food stays in this Mylar pouch, which is awesome. Now, these MREs I'm taste testing today are 5 years old, which that to someone probably sounds awful, and then to someone probably sounds like no big deal. So let me explain. These things are good almost forever. Now, I think the main shelf life at 70 degrees for an MRE is probably around 10 years, I think. So these are good to go. And now people have eaten MREs that are like 20 years old and they're still fine. The main thing about the 10 years is that the way they've designed these pouches is that after so long, the meals start to lose their taste, color, and nutritional value. So it's not that it's bad for you. It's not that it's going to make you sick. It's just that is their standard. They're not, you know, you don't want to feed somebody who really needs this meal something that is not going to have the best nutritional value. So you want to squeeze it down from where the rip is. That way you don't open it up and get food all over yourself. And what you do is you're going to place this and this. And now I just love this. Look at this. It is, you want to incline it on a rock or something. So we happen to have a something to put it on. But I think that's hilarious. I love that. So you want to tear open this. This will open your bag. And you can also take, there's hot beverage bags too, which you can put the beverage into a bag and even heat it up with this. You can do a lot with this, actually. If you're out in the cold, you can then like stick this in your shoe. It's pretty much like one of those hand warmers in there. That's what I can kind of explain it as, except it gets really hot and it's activated by just a tiny bit of water. So you're gonna put the meal in the bag. This is like the apocalyptic cooking show right now. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I just thought it would be fun to show you guys. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. So you slip this into there, and it does get super hot. You can burn yourself on these. At least I would say you can burn yourself on these. Okay, so it's right in between the two lines there. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna fold this over. You wanna let it vent a little bit. But the main thing is, where's my box? You wanna put it back into the box. Just because the box is gonna act like a little pot holder and you're gonna be able to lean it up against something a lot easier. So I like to leave mine like that. Can you guys hear that? It's literally like boiling the water. So I'm gonna set this aside. And now that heater is smokeless. I think it's smell-less even. So that way, like let's say you are in the military, you're hiding somewhere, you can have a hot meal and you're not going to arouse any sort of suspicion. It's like really, it's perfect. Okay, so another snack thing I just want to show you, I'm not gonna open it. They have a ton of different snack things actually. This is applesauce with raspberry puree. They even have a Zapple sauce, which is applesauce with like caffeine in it for energy. They even have like caffeine bars now, which is really awesome. There's like the variety, I just can't stress enough. So I'm gonna take the rest of my bottle of water because look, it barely took any to do that. And I'm gonna sit here and mix up the drink while my meal heats up. Okay, so this smells really good, but it looks like it got stuck together a little bit. So I'm gonna see what I can do to get this in the bottle. Hang on. Okay, so there's some hard piece in the bottom, so I've been shaking it. But I actually tried some of just the crystallized part of it, and I would say that if it gets like that, I wouldn't actually put it in my drink. I would just eat it, because if you've ever eaten like Kool-Aid or something when you were a kid before you mixed it, that kind of like sour, it's like a candy right now. It's kind of in like a crystal sugar candy form when it's in the pouch like that, which is, I think is way better than actually drinking it. But I'm gonna try this. Oh wow, that's good. It's like Crystal Light. Who knows? It probably is Crystal Light. Like, they probably just bought them out and put it in a pouch and said, hey, it'll last 10 years. Okay, so next up, let me show you the bane of my existence, which is this snack bread, because it's really nasty. The meal is still getting nice and hot, and you'll see why this is unappetizing in a second, because it literally looks like hardtack. It smells like a mixture of Play-Doh and wheat bread. It does kind of smell like wheat bread. It comes with one of these oxygen absorbers. Where's the thing on the camera? It comes with one of these oxygen absorbers. And check this out. Okay, so now that I've convinced her there's no looters in the house, this I'm gonna break open for you. It's like bread, but it's really like hardtack. It's so, it's just not good. It reminds me of like one of those foam pads. That's what it feels like. And it tastes weird, and the texture's weird too, because it's really supposed to be like non-thirst provoking. So, it's just not good. Okay, the saving grace for these is if you get peanut butter and jelly, because you can pretty much make like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that does make this much better. You want to knead the peanut butter before you open it, because the oils and stuff are going to separate. And if you don't knead it and you open it, same goes for cheese, it's going to look funny and you're not going to want to eat it. So, peanut butter jelly. If I turn it sideways, the jelly is dripping. I just have seasons and stuff. So it's pretty much, you can make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich out of it. And that makes this wheat snack bread so much better. Although, if we have an option, I would say don't eat the bread. And crackers are kind of like saltines, except they're not one big square. It's kind of weird. I don't know if you can tell. They're almost perforated in these corners, so you could make 4 little crackers out of the one big one. Okay, so these are kind of like saltine crackers, except there's no salt on them. So they're good, buttery flavored crackers. The main reason why they're falling apart. The main reason why they don't have salt on them is because they really restrict like the amount of sodium and stuff we can have. They try to keep it really low. But see, if you try to break them at the perforation, that's what's gonna happen. It never works. It never works, I promise you. So what I do is I just keep it as one large cracker. I don't need to make sandwiches anyway. I'm making such a mess of my counter. The cheese is looking a little dark today, but who doesn't like cheese and crackers? So their cheese has a different texture, which is kind of strange because I think they have to use different oils to preserve it. So I think that's why it doesn't really spread like a normal cheese spread would. And it tastes almost a little oily, but it doesn't taste like unhealthy, and it still tastes like cheese. I've never had the easy cheese in the can, so I imagine this might be what it tastes like. I'm not really sure. And the crackers itself is, even though it's plain as buttery, it's not dry. Like I said, a lot of this stuff is meant to be non-thirst provoking because you don't want to require more water than you already need to digest and stuff like that. But, you know, they're pretty dry. But it's not bad. I mean, if you have nothing else, I would much rather have this than the wheat snack bread, that's for sure. Okay, so, ow, that's hot. So after all that, I'm gonna show you guys the entree, which, like I said, it doesn't really make any noise or exhibit anything, but this is what happens. The water is absorbed by this pack. The pack heats up kind of like a hand warmer would, and it heats up your meal, and it's very hot. I don't know if you can still hear this. This thing is still going. So if you want to heat up a beverage, or you want to heat up your boots or your socks, or dry something that got wet, you can now use this. This is super hot, and it's going to stay super hot for a while, especially if you slip it back into that cardboard. It'll have some insulation. So, great survival thing. So now what I'm going to do, as best I can without burning myself, is knead this to make the heat uniform throughout it, because that's the best way to eat it. Alright, so this is a meal. You can see rice. It's in a tomato puree, which is why it looks like that. So, as you can see, I'm not dying. I'm perfectly fine eating this. It's really good. It's kind of like chicken soup with tomato paste. It's really what it tastes like. And when you think about the shelf life of a can of chicken noodle soup, but you take the wheat out of it and put it in a pouch, it's kind of what this is like. Okay, so on to my favorite part of any meal is the dessert. I absolutely love, I love MRE desserts. They're really good. The cookies, now a lot of people complain the cookies are hard. They crumble like crazy, but they are really good, okay? I don't care what you think. So, these cookies are gonna fall apart on you, so it's more like a crumble. But, oh my gosh, it smells like a creamsicle ice cream bar. No lie. There's actual creamsicle flavored orange chocolate chips in here, and I'm trying to find the chip, but the cookie is breaking. There's one. Okay, so check this out. That is an orange, I think it's an orange flavored white chocolate chip. But anyway, it's creamsicle flavored, and it's amazing. Okay, I haven't eaten the entirety of everything because of the calorie count. Because these meals are meant to really sustain you, so they have a lot of calories packed with nutrients. I'm gonna eat this whole cookie, and I'm not going to care. I'll see you guys later. Check this out. Yay! Yay, power! Okay, I'm gonna go open the fridge now that I can. And so, the power's back, so that wasn't too bad. I have to call somebody to fix the roof because got a leak. There's no internet, so sadly I might have to actually wait a while for the internet. So, I guess one of the main problems is there's a ton of trees down. They're still saying not to leave the house. They're still saying don't go out if you don't have to, and the main road with all the restaurants and stuff still are out of power, so I have no reason to really leave anyway, if all the stores are out. And yeah, so this has been fun. Hope you enjoyed watching my stir craziness the last 2 days. Yeah, and I'll keep you updated. Gonna have someone come fix the roof, gonna see when I can get an internet guy out here. So I guess the main problem is that we sent a lot of our utility workers in Georgia down to Florida to help with their recovery efforts, and we did not think that millions, like literally millions of people were without power in Georgia. So we did not expect that, I guess. So that is why things are taking much longer. I guess the kids are out of school around here for days now because there's no power, lots of trees down, stuff like that. So it's probably going to take a week to get everything back together, but you know, get the roof fixed, all that good stuff, get a lot of that stuff taken care of, and I'll see you guys later. Power, yay!
If you like this video, please subscribe today. After all, it's free. And if you like funny gaming memes, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Facebook because I post a new one every day. Thank you so much for watching.